about to fire up match 2 of this league that I'm playing in. And this one's coming right after that Mardu Green game I played. Well, I mean, I don't really want to ship this. We have fetches. We're going to have access to perfect mana. We have a Languish to get us back in the game. I think I'm going to keep this. It might be greedy. But we got the turn 1 duress. You can see what our opponent's doing. Take a look. Show me what you got. Show me what you got. So we got to secure the wastes. Odd combination of cards. We got to secure the wastes and a Sylvan Etiquette, a Rattleclaw, and 2 Wardens. That is interesting. So if we just had to guess on like first plays, this is going to be a good hand to Languish against. I mean, obviously we're taking the Secure the Waste, so he's got Windswept Heath, Lumbering Falls, 2 Wardens, a Sylvan Advocate, and a Rattleclaw Mystic. I'm going to write that down. I don't like using the chat thing. It just throws me off. Alright, take that. Pass the turn. Lumbering Falls comes out. Nissa, good draw. Okay, so there's a lot of different things that could come out here. He could play the double. He played, well, not if he fetches like that. Now he's probably playing his Advocate. Oh, okay, or the Rattleclaw. Makes sense. I guess that lets you ramp into more plays. Okay, we didn't see anything we want to hold between the Advocate and the Wardens. There's no reason to hold up this Abzan Charm. I guess we could draw into more. Playing the Nissa isn't exactly great right now. It just would tick up. I mean, we'd block the Rattleclaw. I guess maybe it'd make him. It would like encourage him to attack into the Nissa just to kill the token off. Interesting. You know what? I think we are just going to... I don't think I want to hold up this Abzan Charm quite yet. I think I am just going to go ahead and fetch Forest out. And maybe encourage him to do that. So let's just run out this Nissa. Plus, I start getting loyalty on Nissa. It's not a problem. Generally what I've seen with playing this deck that you want to do is you just want to sit on plussing her until you get, you know, like 2, 3, or like about 3 tokens out of any kind, and then you just kind of want to move her back and forth between her -2 and her +1. Eventually, you just get this. You know, you just keep pumping up your team. She's not exactly like the kind of. She's not the walker that's going to take over the game, but she's the one that that just kind of grinds out your incremental advantage in the early game. Just by generating this blocker that later on can turn into something more powerful once you get the Gideon emblems in there, her minuses on, like, the counters on there. All right, so the Advocate comes out. Okay, he's gonna play a Warden as well. Now he's got another Warden in hand. We could consider thinking about Languish here, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. Because he's committed most of his hand to it that we knew of. He's got 2 unknowns. With the Rhino, though. Yeah, no, I think I'm still going to fire it off here. Rhino doesn't change anything about the hand, so I want to go get something that taps for white. So then we'll be able to play this Rhino and the Abzan Charm later. We already have the double black. Just take a camp and stuff. We'll go ahead and Languish right now. Attacking obviously does nothing for us, so go ahead and Languish away the board. Take up our Nissa. She goes to 5, and we'll pass the turn. Canopy Vista, sure. It'd be nice to see like maybe like a reflector mate or something soon come out. I'm not sure if that's what he's playing. Kind of looks almost like a Bant company list though to me. I'm not sure. I wouldn't play that many wardens in it, but I think other people have different opinions on that than I do. I think this turn, yep, I was gonna say, barring anything crazy, we're just gonna drop this Evolving Wilds, play our Siege Rhino, and take up our Nissa. Let's crack this now, so I don't like forget or something stupid. So with the Canopy Vista, we're gonna probably fetch out green and white source again. We only have one white source, we have two green sources. I'm just gonna grab a white source. We will plus up this Nissa. We might end up being able to alter, and that's probably pretty good. Just drop that. He's a little ways off from getting that Sylvan Advocate to be huge. We can reload our hand with this Abzan Charm even. So we have a couple options. We can start making these tokens get bigger if we want. Or we can just alt this Nissa off in 2 turns. Might be able to get through it by then, I don't know. Either way, I'm content making plants, so. Okay, Rattleclaw comes down. We're in the territory that we no longer know anything in his hand, by the way. I don't know if I made that obvious. Now he gave us a target for this Abzan Charm. If we want to hit that, we might attack in with our Siege Rhino and just try to 2-for-1 him. We're gonna okay. Well, we just got this. Maybe we'll fetch out. I think there's still like one land we can fetch out. I'm gonna take a look. I don't want to make a mistake of cracking this. Just find nothing. So we have 2 forests in the deck. So at the very least, we'll be able to crack the forest. That's what I thought. Crack for a forest. I think before we do that, we're just going to go to combat and attack. I don't think I'm going to minus the Nissa this turn, because I want to have the option to ultimate her. So I'm just going to get in with the Rhino. And this way, you know, he's encouraged to try to double block it. That doesn't look like he's going to fall for it. Sounds fine. I'm okay with that. We'll just take up our Nissa, make another token. Go and grab the Prairie Stream. See, we have this blue source. I explained this a little bit last time. This is essentially just a white source in the main board. I have it in here because post board, I like having access to blue. Gives you Disdainful Strokes, Dispels, and stuff like that for different matchups. I just think it's powerful enough to warrant the splash. I have one in the main board and access to an additional one out of the sideboard, so then we can go up to 2 fetchable blue sources. Alright, looks like he's going to try to attack into Nissa. If I had to guess, that's what's happening. Yeah, everything's going at Nissa. Sure. So we're definitely going to exile this Warden. Yeah, because putting a counter here and there doesn't really make much sense. We'll just block here, here, and let's block here. You know, maybe he'll pay to give it trample, just to keep the Nissa from ulting. Let's see if he does that. He's going to do that. It's kind of like time walking him here. I mean, he kills a couple plant tokens, so it's not exactly that, but he's going to do that. We're going to make him upset. Do that. And the prospect of me drawing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards and gaining 7 life was too much for him, so he scooped it up. Sideboard. Okay, so against this deck, what seems okay? A lot of mono-colored stuff. I think Ultimate Price is probably okay here. I didn't see any non-creatures at all. So at least I'll lose 1 duress. I don't think I need any blue. Didn't see anything I needed to counter. This is like the blue package that I have in the sideboard. I always go back and forth between running 2 negates instead of 2 dispels, just because negate's better in like the like Eldrazi ramp matchups because you can counter their ramp spells and then their deck just kind of doesn't do much for a while. I haven't played around with that yet. I like having the double dispel as well, especially with all the Rally and company decks that are out here. Yeah, I don't think I need to make that many changes right now. I could bring in another like Utter End or something, but I don't think I need it. I didn't see much I could transgress. Yeah, I'm just gonna run it like this. Alright, what do we got here? Double Gideon, double Nissa, but none the mana to play them. This would be a pretty... He mulled 6. This would be a pretty greedy keep, I think. I could get like white with this, and then we'd be like kind of on par for the Gideon. I think I'm going to ship this. Maybe you could keep this. It just doesn't seem very good to me. That seems worse. This seems better. I can run this. Yeah, I like this way more. This is probably the best hand we've seen. I maybe could have... There's an argument for keeping the first one, but I don't know. If you just don't hit into the sources you need, you're just going to be bumming all day. This seems good. I could keep this on top. We'll be able to play the Nissa on 3. We have the Silk Wrap on 2 if we want it. Which against his deck seemed like it's probably likely. He had a hard time just getting... He doesn't have much that has like trample, so maybe we just hit like a Warden after he pumps it up or something. That first hand is the hands that I would like. I like having the Oath of Nissa for, because then all that mana taps for any color I want for the Planeswalkers, and with you have double green into double white into black white, like into Sorin, which is black and white. But sometimes that causes an issue. All right, so we're gonna Silk Grab this way. Now that he's spent some time putting things into it, that was a great draw. Let's Silk Grab you. He is playing. He might be playing Dramoka's Commands, in which case he can get this back later, but he'll have to deal with leveling it again. So, not too upset about that. We won't be able to play the Rhino until we get like a Flooded Strand. That's our access to black. Or an Evolving Wilds, or the one swamp we play. Okay, probably done Protector. Hissing Quagmire. That gives us access to black as well. So what? If I play the Nissa, he can flip up this Den Protector, get into her for 3. She'd be down to back to 1 after that. And then the following turn, I drop a Rhino, but if he can kill the Rhino, he gets her. But is that enough to warrant for me to not play it, but then play the Rhino on curve? Interesting. So, Rhino on curve, no Rhino on curve. I think we want the Rhino on curve here. Probably just the right choice all the time anyway, so. He can hit me for 3, but I'll gain that back. Deal 3 to him. This was like one of the cards that wasn't in the deck. I put 2 of them in here. You might just want more. I don't even know. They're just, it's Rhino. Why don't you just play 4 all the time, right? But, I've never been one to play them, and I thought it was about time I joined the camp, so I'm on the bandwagon, running our Rhinos into trouble. This also could just be a Death Mist. Not that that is like the obvious thing, but and I feel like I'm probably like one of the only ones that does that. But I always morph down my death mists if I have no turn 3 play, and there's no pressing reason for me to need like a death touch creature on board. All right, him having Gideon shouldn't be that much of an issue because we're gonna have. I mean, it's not obviously great for us, but we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this Wingmate on eventually. That'll take care of the Gideon pretty well, unless he just alts it, which is fine. I don't care. Throw this down. Let's play our Rhino out. When in doubt, play Rhinos. There it goes. Doesn't have any good attacks right now. One of the other problems I found with playing the Bant, or like my 4-color and the Bant Coco list, was I still was playing against a lot of Rhinos. Okay, yeah, sure, that stands. And I always felt like I would bounce the Rhino to their hand, and yeah, that'd be fine because they can't play it for the next turn. But then they just undo it the turn later with playing the Rhino. Okay, we're kind of behind now. I don't really know. We kind of need like a board wipe or something. I think we're not gonna just play a Wingmate out. I don't even think that would save us anyway. 5. If we blocked here, we just need a blocker though. Block here. No, we just block Gideon. Yeah, I'm just gonna Oath. I want to see a couple cards, see if there's anything on the top. Like another Rhino would help me a little bit. I don't know what actually from this position I don't know what we can really get into. Grab another Wingmate Rock. Don't think that's gonna matter. But we'll play out this. Don't think this is gonna matter much. Maybe he'll take the turn to try to kill the Nissa for some reason. Sure. Get back what? The Valor stance. Okay. It's actually really bad if he attacks into the Nissa with any of these. He should just attack all out at me. I'm not sure if he's going to attack into the Nissa. But if he does, then I get to attack with this plant and play Wingmate to get 2 creatures down. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Don't think our opponent is going to be that bad though. I think he'll figure it out. Gonna plus it up. That's how I would start. And he makes the right choice, sending it all at me. I have to block. Have to block the Gideon in particular. So I go to 3. Ultimate price. What does that do for us? Not much. Well, we're not dead. There's that. Let's plus this Nissa. Throw down another 1/1 or 0/1. I mean. Alright, what makes more sense here? Playing out a Wingmate Rock for no value. What happens if I do that? I block the Gideon with the plant token and the Den Protector with the Wingmate Rock. That would protect me if he had 1 removal spell. Now, let's say I don't do that. I block the Gideon with the plant token and the ultimate price off the Den Protector. He hits me for 2. So the problem with the Wingmate, if I play Wingmate Rock, is if he's heads up, he can just emblem his Gideon, and I cannot block or deal with his Den Protector. So knowing that, we are just going to pass and attempt to make our opponent, or hope that our opponent has just nothing going on, and we'll do what we're doing. We'll ultimate price off the Den Protector. Then we might be, depending on, I mean, we're like assuming our opponent draws blanks, right? Then if that happens, we might be okay for at least a hot minute. Okay, he's going to emblem it now. Doing that actually is not good for him. He doesn't know that yet, but it doesn't help. It's not bad. It's not good though. Ooh. And he didn't. All right. In that case, that was a mistake. So now we get to ultimate price this, and if he doesn't have a way to kill the plant token, he might have a counter spell or something. Oh yeah, that's right, he can make it indestructible. I forgot he brought that back. Alright. He's got that one then. I was gonna say, that would not be the right line to play had he not gotten back that Valor stance. Heads up by our opponent though to think that through and grab that. Now, other ends can hit Gideons. We can counter Gideons if we want to. We can bring in like the negate. Might not be the worst idea. Abzan Charms hit Gideons already. Maybe we go. What do we do here? We'll take a look at our options here. I think we could go other ends. We're gonna be on the play now though. We might want this duress back. Huh. Flaying Tendrils. How do you seem? Bad against advocates. We'll take this out and bring in a other end. It's good against a lot of other things, I know. In fact, maybe that's just wrong. I'm having a tough time deciding this. I think I'm going to bring in an other end, though. Hits Gideon and can hit, anything else. Yeah, I think if we don't have to mull, we'll be okay with this. I don't think we want to bring in like counter spells or anything. We only really saw Gideon, and I think with a good hand on the play, we'll be okay to deal with that. Okay, ultimate price Silk Wrap. We're gonna keep this. It's not the best hand I've ever seen, but it's certainly not the worst. Have access to black, have access to white. That's all our hand is. No green, but we can grab that with a Flooded Strand if we want. We can grab a Canopy Vista. And seeing that our opponent did that, that might be what we do. Hissing Quagmire. We could just throw that out too. I think I'm going to do that. The only downside, and maybe I should have done the other way around, is now if he plays something here, I can't ultimate price it right away. And that would have put me like ahead. Maybe he doesn't have anything. It's kind of ignorant to think though. It looks like he doesn't, so we're okay with that. Okay. Well, we're just gonna say go. Pass it back to you. He could have access to counter spells as well. Something to think about. Disdainful Stroke wouldn't be out of the question. But if that's the case, he doesn't want to be tapping out now. What does he got here? Morph. Well, cannot destroy that with a ultimate price. But we can just choose to not care about it for the moment. Grab a planes. Just run out of Gideon. I don't have any problems with that play. We could silk wrap that too. We could have silk wrapped and held up ultimate price. I don't know. Maybe that's right. I'm going to do this knight play. I mean, if he has to flip up the morph this turn to make my Gideon go to 1, that is not an issue for me, because he's going to burn a lot of his turn doing that. And then I'm just going to drop a Wingmate Rock probably next turn anyway. This card is just ridiculous on the play. Like, it just, like, throws the game into your favor. That was another thing. The deck that, when I saw this deck, when I was looking for things to play and trying to get some ideas, right, the list wasn't playing any Wingmates, and I understand trying to play, like, you know, a completely, like, Walker-based deck or whatever, but how do you not play this card in a token-based deck? Like, it's just insane. Like, even, I'm just playing 2 of them, and they show up enough and just win me games. Especially right now, there's not a lot of decks. I mean, it's the same reason why the Black-Red Dragons deck, or one of the reasons why the Black-Red Dragons deck is really good right now. A lot of the decks just don't have a lot of good ways to deal with flyers. So, just being able to drop a heavy aggro Wingmate Rock and just blast in while gaining life, you know, does a lot of good for you. Okay. Well, this is not going to be good for our opponent. I mean, now I might just want to clear the board, and I think I'm going to. Just Silk Wrap away the Morph and then kill the Deathmist Raptor. That's what I'm going to do. We'll just run out. Let's fetch out Unlimited Land. White, white, black, black, black. We wouldn't mind green. Huh, Hidden Dragon Slayer. Interesting. Good to know. And I'm going to choose to continue developing the board with 2/2s. No reason to get, like, super greedy and just hit him for 7 here. Might as well grind out my incremental advantage with Gideon. I didn't use the Abzan Charm there, even though it was more mana efficient, just because I can sit on this card and do other things with it. Like, it can get a Gideon if he ever pluses it. I can eventually draw cards if I, like, get empty-handed. I need to draw some more. But yeah, once I get this Wingmate down, which should be next turn, provided, you know, it doesn't do anything crazy, I'm going to be really far ahead here. What we got? Green, white. That's 4 mana. What do you got for me? Your Gideon. Sure. Sure, sure. Fire up our Gideon. We could swing into his Gideon. That makes it die no matter what. We're going to do that. It's just attack the creature this turn. Okay, I wanted to make sure that it wasn't players specifically. That would be unfortunate for us. Attack his Gideon. Again, just no reason to put myself behind by attacking into him here. Best 4-mana 2/2 you ever spent mana on, right? Okay, leave up a green because we want to play our Oath too. Draw us into another card, hopefully. And we got a land. Not bad. 2 Abzan Charms go to the bottom. That's not the worst thing in the world for us. And we're looking in a pretty strong spot. At this point, we can Emblem and our Gideon would stay alive. It's probably what we'll do if he doesn't get this down at all. Because this deck just is so much better when you Emblem too, just because then your Nissas, when they come out, are making 1/2s instead of 0/1s. And once you add some power to those plants, a 3-mana Planeswalker that just spits out tokens, and then can make them even bigger with the her minus with the counters. It just gets really gross real fast. You just start spitting out millions of tokens a turn. And God forbid you ever draw a Sorin. And you plus that up, you gain like 1 billion life. And good luck coming back from that. Now you might have saw the okay, another Gideon. Sure. What are you gonna do with this one? Scoop. All right. Well, yeah, I was gonna say our opponent has a lot of shit to get through here. He just doesn't have with these 2 birds. Like I just Emblem next turn, and that's 4, 8. You know, I could attack for 14, so I have 14 damage. Let's say he blocks 1, 3. Plus 7 is 11. We can't just kill him, so we'd probably swing one of these birds at Gideon, one at him. I'm not worried about green and blue. And then send the rest of the knights at him as well. And then we just hold up like the Abzan Charm or something for to like draw some cards, and we can block with our Shambling Vent on this guy so he doesn't kill our Gideon, and you know, we're just too far ahead. So, yep. Thanks for watching that one. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, we'll see you next time.